and video cameras and like that. Everybody can do that with our children, with our pupils, from the high school, from the students, from everything. Now, I am very sorry to say that our archive is the only one common archive for all the Palestinians inside Israel. I say why? Why? Why it's have to be personal initiative that became to be a common initiative for our region? When the people came to visit our gallery from all of the Arab sector in Israel, I told them about the necessary to start to preserve our history. Because people say that we don't have to convince that this is this land for us. For that, we don't need to interview people. But all the people now pass away every day, and they take the memory with them. And we became to be with nothing. No elders, no memory, no nothing. For that, I say that this is our future, this is our narrative. If we will not do that, I don't know, I need colleagues, but I don't need them to be the only colleagues, because it will still be the patron colleagues. I am coming for you to show you the way. I don't need people show me the way.
I'm not showing
because
you.
No, I respect you. I respect, but I said, I said that now the Arab community inside Israel, the Palestinian community inside Israel, they are very educated community. Lot of doctors, lot of engineers, lot of lawyers, lot of people. We only need the awareness for our future, because not only one time Jewish boys came to the gallery and told me that you came to this country after Israeli establishment. Why? Because they told them that we the Jewish, we are nation without land, and you came to land without nation. I told them I was here 300 years ago, and the country and al-Fahim established before 800 years. They said no. But when I showed the exhibition in the gallery about the old villages around al-Fahim, I saw one lady from kibbutz, and she looked at the photographs from the kibbutz, and she cried. I told her, what happened? She told me that my parents lied to me. They told me that we came to land without Palestinians here, and I see the village here. I told her, this is the fact. I think that we need the narrative. I have to be the owner of my culture. I have to be the man who documented his culture, the man who preserved his culture, the man who showed his culture. When I do that, I do that with desire. I don't need only people to... Why I am with the gallery in al-Fahim, why I am there? Because before the gallery, we have no space to show our art. We only waited for the Jewish man to come from Tel Aviv, like good man, please come to me. I went to Tel Aviv. They show me one time to be with the Jewish people sometimes, like decoration. I was the man who decorated the Jewish community to show, look here, Jewish and Arab, like that. I don't
sorry.
No, it's
Say that I'm a patron and I can't go home with this statement. I'm not a patron. I'm researching
I say
I should
I have to explain. I respect very much the colleagues of our friends. Without the Jewish friends, I can't establish the gallery. You have to be very clear here. Some of them can help me with money and everything. But I have to show the way. This is my direction. Nobody show me my direction. You can help me with money, you can help me with ideas, you can take me when I fail, take me back, please come back here, feel good and continue. I feel people who help me, not people who design my way. I don't need that. For example, the gallery, I established the gallery to be the owner of my narrative, only me. I need help, of course. I need people to come with me. But I am the man who preserved the history and document that and show that. This is my way. I have respect to Rona and all the colleagues and Zochrot, of course. But I have to be the first and to be the leader of all my process. This is the idea here.
Okay, so and each of you wants to give a brief response, and we have at least 2 questions in the queue. There's Jeremy and the gentleman in the back, so each a brief response, and then each of you will ask a question.
I completely agree with you. I bless you for your very, very important work, and I think you should continue in this direction. But one of my main goals, first of all, I'm as I said, as a daughter of Holocaust survivor, I can't live in a situation when I know that there is a oppression, and I'm not doing some acts to change it. So this is one of my goals. But another very important goals of my research is studying or exposing the Israeli oppressed mechanism. Okay, I'm studying how Israel oppressed. This is a very, very important part of my oppressed, Palestinian culture and history through repression of knowledge and archives. So as an Israeli, I'm researching this destructive mechanism, Israeli mechanism, and this is one of my work. As a result, I also expose the Palestinian material, and when I see Palestinian material, I don't catalog these like games. I want to know who is the creator, what they did, the photograph. I put the image of each creator. I want to give him face and the people and presence. So when I find the material, after I have this fight and I fight with the Israeli institution and I pay price for this, but this is not the story. To open the material, I also give them names to the people. They want to erase them and I give them names and presence. But one of my main goals is to study my society and how they react to the Palestinian materials.
Okay, my friend said, I agree with you. Don't understand me wrong, but agree with me that we need partners, not patrons. Partners. Let me be clear. Partners. Without Jewish partners, you and I will not be able to do any progress. We have to initiate. We have to launch our projects. Yes, I agree. But we need partners, not patrons. And in the end of your speech, you agreed with me. I noticed. Without Rona, I want to say that. Without Rona, without Hillel Cohen, without Ilan Pape, without Gish Amit, we as Arabs alone will not be able to enter to IDF archives or Shabak archives or Mossad archives. Let us be clear. We will not be able to enter those archives. End of the story. Rona, she could. I cannot. That's why I need her as a partner, not patron. Not patron. I think that all of you know Edward Said, Professor Edward Said. His father owned a book shop in Jerusalem, and I think that the books were stolen also. I wrote that in Nichol Ziyada memoirs. Till now, there is nothing about those books. Father of Edward said, without Ron and Hillel and all our friends, we cannot know the destiny of those books or other things else. I would like to be realistic rather than enthusiastic. And I appreciate the project of Said. He has a phenomenal project. Thank you.
Wait, we have to, we'll gather two more questions and then you can all respond. So we have two comments, we'll gather them together. Okay, so Jeremy and then the gentleman in the back and then the whole panel can respond. Okay, so Berg, okay.
So my question follows on from what you just discussed. It was my second question, but given what you've just said about the importance for both of you of Israeli Jewish partners and Israeli Jewish human rights bodies, and you talked about Israeli Jewish friends, I can't help but reflect on some of the obstacles that Palestinians are experiencing, transitional justice projects are experiencing on the other side with the anti-normalization, okay? And the anti-normalization, which basically is sort of in a way sabotaging cooperation with Israeli Jewish organizations while the occupation is still ongoing, given how important it is for your work to be working with Israeli Jewish civil society and historians and academics, what would you say to the Palestinians that are trying to, or are unfortunately under an influence of not working with Israeli Jewish organizations because of this dialogue and discourse of anti-normalization? That's my first question.
We don't have time. We have two more people in the waiting list. Yes.
Okay. So I have a more technical question about the Palestinian archives. So because in international practice there's like a distinction between archives and other cultural objects. So there's much practice on the territorial pertinence of certain archives and records. So this is so my question: whether now during the recent years in the peace process there is discussion on because we know the case like for instance like in Spain. So after Franco, so the restitution of certain Catalan archives to support like also Salamanca papers and so on. So there are many cases. So whether this issue of territorial pertinence or institutional pertinence is really dead now in this discussion on Palestinian archives nowadays. So whether there is any proper discussion on this, how to deal with this territorial issue.
And we have a gentleman here.
It's your turn. The blue gentleman.
It's your turn. Do you have a question?
I just wanted to mark small remarks. Are you aware that in Jerusalem, because you spoke about the Hanson's Museum, that there is the Hanson's Hospital in Jerusalem that has become a museum?
I've heard that just since I arrived here, so thank you. Yeah.
So
thank you.
Amazing.
What I suggest is that we all, each of the four panelists can answer, to each other or to the questions we have. It will take 5 more minutes. Is that okay?
We can, or we can also continue after 5
You
minutes
decide
to the round table. It's up to you what because we have the round table is just to talk about everything.
It's up to you.
If you
Okay,
need,
I want to.
You want of course.
Short, okay, short. Because I'm very angry and I have to go.
Hungry.
Angry.
You can be both, it's fine.
Maybe because he's hungry.
Why angry? Angry? No. So, about the political situation and the peace process, it's obviously not helping. You have to understand, Palestinians and Israel are, at least they're talking about
things which are very, very, very important than archives or libraries. Unfortunately, they are talking about settlements, about Jerusalem, about occupation, about peace, about racism, about killing. There's no time now, and I say it with really, I'm sorry for that. There's no time now for them, not for me. There's no time for human rights bodies or restitution books or archives. I think that the Palestinian Authority should do more and more efforts. Rona spoke about Orient House. It was the heart of the Palestinian political war. Now, do anyone hear about Orient House? Nothing. Nothing. They are the only thing about eating and living. Maslow.
My question is about anti-normalization, and whether you think that has a role. So if a Palestinian was to say to you, but you are conspiring with the enemy by continuing to cooperate with Israeli Jewish institutions, what would you say? Because some Palestinians can't meet with Israelis because of anti-normalization. That's my question. And it seems that's not an issue at all for you.
I'm not sure that I understand what's your question, so I will not answer.
I want to continue what he said from another perspective. Israel erased intentionally on the archive. When it started 20 years ago, there was nothing, no knowledge. Now, I showed you very quickly the archive that they found, but there was nothing in the archive. Through traces that they found, like pilfered or gangs or some notes that they found in the archive, I started tracing, the material, but nobody opened it to my eyes. I did a very long legal and battle to open the material. Now it looks like very quickly you found everything. No, it was a journey of 20 years of fighting the archive to open, and until today they erase it and they censor it and the material is concealed. And being an Israeli, how I found the material? Because I interviewed Israeli soldiers. This is how I knew what the archive had. Because when I went to the archive, they said, we have nothing. But when I interviewed soldiers, they told me, yes, I took the material from Lebanon, and with this knowledge, I went to the archive and told them, I know that you took the archive in Lebanon. But nobody in the archive was, pleased to tell me that the material is there. And until today, nobody gave any list. So being an Israeli, enables me to do this fight, to do this legal fight to open the material. The material is not open. So from Israel perspective, they will continue to conceal the material and to seal it and to bury it in the Israeli archive. And you asked, about, I don't think Israel will be pleased, to open, the archive and do this kind of, just by the international pressure.
So,
this is the only thing.
Concluding words from Said and then from Jennifer in turn. So a few minutes each.
I think that it's a big question about the Palestinian community inside Israel. How we have to deal our life here inside Israel. And I think that we have to discuss that between us and to ask a lot of questions. If we did enough for ourselves or not. And I think that we didn't do enough. I think that we have that the decision, the situation of the Jewish to be involved, they come, of course, to be involved with our life and our difficulties, to involve, to help. But because our weak situation, we didn't know how to empower ourselves, we became to be interference.
What you're trying to say
זה
is
became
that you want to involve
במקום להיות מעורב, הפכו להיות מעורבים, מתערבים.
what Said is saying, and I know his ideas for many years, so I allow myself to translate. Involvement is important, but it shouldn't become interference. The decision, the ultimate decision, is the decision of the Palestinians or the Arabs in Israel. Once Jewish people, Israelis, start getting involved, that's perfect. To interfere with that decision is quite another.
Where is the border here? We have to decide where's the border. We have to say that this is our decision. This to help, but this is our decision. For that, for example, I think that that we have to discuss ourselves after that and to decide for that, for our future. Here it's a very short time, and I don't think that we have to discuss here, but we have to come here sometimes with the results, with the, what we decided before, what we are going to do in the future. We decided many doctors for the Arab community, and we have many doctors. But our culture, I think that it's, we have to do more for that. Yes.
Okay, so Jennifer, do you have any reaction? Some of the questions were pointed at you, or
I just have a couple, two quick points. In connecting the ideas of this fascinating conversation to some of the conversations we've had earlier in the last 2 days, I really think about the issue of accessibility and access to the records, access to the objects, which we've talked about in the European context, and now we're also talking about here, is critical. And there clearly needs to be pressure put on different organizations to provide access and transparency. And that's something you do see in these museums that stand for transitional justice, is they're there to open the archives, to keep the records open to the public, for the public to see. And the second form of access and the barrier that I see to it is financial. So we see in some of the European claims and the Holocaust claims the financial barriers of hiring lawyers and conducting these legal battles over decades. And here I was very touched, Saeed, by your description of a man not entering the gallery because he's poor. And this is actually a theme museums around the world grapple with. And how do we include people in cultural institutions who think they don't belong there, but they do, they clearly do. And some of that is social class and poverty, and getting rid of those barriers to poverty, and empowering people to enter the cultural institutions. So I love your walkway. So thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody.